over to Jules now to take over because it is her session. I hope everyone enjoys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robin. So welcome everybody, and thank you so much for coming today. Really appreciate you guys joining me, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's session. So first of all, just a tiny bit about me is that I've been interested in health and fitness from a very young age, and I started off down the personal training route at 18, and over time and over squiggly line of career, I've ended up more in the holistic health space because I very much believe in balance. So it's not about training your body until you break. It's the nutrition, the mental health, it's the rest, it's moving your body and stretching your body and training your body in the right kind of way. So at the moment, my company name is Hobbs Holistic Health. I usually, before pre-COVID, would run wellness events, fitness classes, and also did sports and deep tissue massage, whereas now I'm focusing on online classes, online events, and I'm also about to launch my nutritional coaching business, which is due to start at the end of May. But that is enough about me, because today I want to focus on you guys, because with COVID-19, especially because a lot of us dialing in today, we're from the UK and the US, and most of us are in lockdown. So these are really unprecedented times. It's stressful, it's scary, we don't really know what's happening. A lot of us have lost our routine. I don't know anybody who has not been affected in my circle. So there's no one who said, oh, this hasn't affected me in any way. So it is a huge, huge global impact. And you could be suffering with some kind of impact. It might be monetary. It might be the loss of your friendship support network. It could be you're not working at the moment. It could even be just your loss of lifestyle. So kind of isolation fatigue is now starting to set in a little bit as well, because we are now 5 weeks into lockdown here in the UK. And new emotions and challenges are going to arise. And I think sometimes we have things like social media that don't always help us. As amazing as social media is for if you follow the right people and they give you a really great boost, there's also a lot more people who can actually bring you down, and they could possibly be featuring their highlight reel all the time and not be honest. And you'll start there going, why is this person smashing at COVID life? Like, why are they a quarantine queen? And sometimes it can make us feel a bit rubbish about ourselves. So the reason that I am here for you for this session today is we're just going to look inwards and be really honest with ourselves and take a look at our emotions and how we're really feeling today. We're going to do some journaling and reflection exercises, just quite simple ones, because only a 30-minute session, just to really start to see how we're feeling and how we can manage our stress and anxiety during this crazy time. And I'd like you really to focus on leaving all judgments at the door. So no judgments on yourself, no judgments on anyone else. This is just about you and how you're feeling. There will be moments where I will encourage you guys to pop some chats in the box. It was amazing while we were waiting to start to see where everyone's from. Like, hi Pat, I can see you've just posted a comment now. So if you feel confident enough to, please do pop a chat in the box. But at the same time, you don't have to. If you don't want to share how you're feeling, you honestly do not have to. Okay, there's no pressure in this session. It's all about what you're comfortable with. And we're also going to focus on hitting that internal pause button. And what I like to focus on is a sky remote, and you're hitting pause on that remote, just to have that moment in time to just be. And we will do that via a breathwork mindfulness session at the end. So hopefully you will leave feeling calmer and a little bit better. So if you're in America, you'll be fresh to start your day. And if you're here in the UK with us, it's a nice little lunchtime boost for you. You do need a quiet space and a pen and a journal or notepad, because I am going to ask you some questions pretty soon. And also, this will be private. Anything you write, you don't have to share with anybody. So if you're writing down notes, if you want to get rid of them straight after, that's absolutely fine as well. It's about your comfort zone. So this really is a session that is just about you. It's very personal to yourselves. Okay, so I want you to make sure your TVs are off, your radios are off. Oh, is it freezing? Can everyone see me okay? I want you to make sure that your TV is off, any radios are off, and try and make sure you've got a nice, peaceful, calm area to start with. Okay, so we're going to set the scenes of our emotions can be quite raw at the moment because this is a really crazy time. So what I want you to do first is I want you to grab your notepad or your piece of paper, and I just want you to write down on your piece of paper the name of one person who you can call if you're ever feeling low. It could be a partner, it could be your best friend, it could even be a colleague that you're super close with, but one person who will really listen to you non-judgmentally, who's there for you, who you can tell almost anything to. And then I want you to just underline their name. And you could even put some stars around their name. You could put a big circle around it. You could put a smiley face, any kind of emoji that you want to, just to really cement the fact that you know that that person is there for you. Because I'm aware that there's only so much a Zoom session can do. So I want you to know that there is someone who, if you're ever feeling low, just to pick up a phone with, just in case you do need to talk at some point. Now we're going to look at our vocabulary and continue to set the scene of the session. On another page, if you've got several pages in a notepad, I'd like you to write down the word should in big letters. Okay. So write down the word should, just like that. Really, really big letters. This word carries a lot of weight because there's something about this word that I'm hearing a lot from my clients, and it's in a negative way. So the word should, sorry, Nix, let me type it in the chat. So write down should. Okay, so I'm hearing, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I still have a job. My friends have been more affected than me. I should be okay. Or I'm strong. I should be able to handle this. And especially people are doing comparisons from like some of the world wars, and they're like, all I'm being asked to do is stay at home. I shouldn't be feeling this way. So the word should is now banned from this session, gang. So I want you to completely scribble that word out, scribble it out, put a cross through it, because there is no should in our session today. It's not about how you should be. It's about how you are in this moment in time, right here, right now, on a Thursday. Okay. Alrighty. So, oh, I'm glad I didn't swear. I was worried that I was going to swear at one point. Also, the reason that I do not like this word is because it is very easily associated with guilt. And guilt is a non-authentic emotion. There's really not a lot that you can do with guilt. Oh, welcome. The person who came here late, all we need to do is you just need to, oh, I love this, Laura. Stop shitting all over the place. I love it. Okay, so as brothers, write down the word should and cross it out for me, and then you will be up to speed with everybody else. Okay, so we've gone through should and the fact that guilt is a non-authentic emotion. Okay, there's not a lot you could do with guilt. And my dad actually works in mental health, and he is incredible. And he's the reason why I've started doing certain courses, and I've probably gone down the route that I've gone down more recently. And he had a client once who, when she was very elderly in one of his wards, still carried the guilt of something she did when she was 18. And that's the thing with guilt. Guilt doesn't change. Guilt is about forgiving ourselves. So that's why I do not like the word should, because should kind of links into guilt. And there's no guilt in how we're feeling, because it's how you're feeling. You're a human being, and this is an emotion that, these are your emotions, sorry, that you have every right to feel. So on to our first big task is journaling. And what I love about journaling is it's really in the moment. And I use a very quick technique where you're basically asked to mind dump. So no thinking through what you're going to say, no and ahhing. You are just going to write your words super, super fast. And just the first thing that comes into mind, okay? I really, really encourage you to be honest with yourself with this. No one is going to see what you've written. What else? Just be honest, that's it. Just be honest. So gang, go to a fresh page. And I'm going to read out the first question with a few prompts after it. And I just want you to write as much as you can. And just be honest and write how you feel. Question is, how do you feel right now at this moment in time? It could be anything. How do you feel? What emotions are springing to mind? It could be a mixture of feelings. So if so, you could maybe even write them down in a list. So it's how do you feel right now at this moment in time? And I'm not going to give you very long for these guys, so jot down as much as you can. And then you're going to ask yourself why. What is causing you to feel this way? Oh, I love it. You guys are sharing already. Yes. So I was going to say, after asking these questions, once you've written down how you're feeling, please, if you do feel confident to, please share it in the chat box. I know it'll be really beneficial if you're feeling confident enough to. That's a beautiful word, Nicola, lost. Yeah. This is amazing, guys. So how do you feel right now and why? What's causing the feelings? Guys, this is amazing. Can anyone else see how you're all feeling quite similar? I've seen anxious several times, frustrated, isolated, uncertain, anxious again, frustrated again, guilty. So Laura, that's a really strong emotion, a little bit stressed. Lack of motivation, yeah, I totally hear you there. It is hard. It's really hard, especially if you've been furloughed. There's no one to tell you to get out of bed. There's no one to tell you, hey, do this. Guys, this is beautiful. This is really amazing. So now I want you to focus on what is causing you to feel this way. And just jot a few words down of what you feel. Oh, guys. Yeah, this is amazing. So jot a few words next to the emotion that could be causing you to feel this way. Okay, so what could be causing you to feel like this? Okay. And I want it to be the first thing that comes to mind. Now, I'm going to take you a little bit deeper. I'm going to read you 4 words. And I really want you to, the first thing that comes into your head, I want you to get it down on that piece of paper. Be super honest with yourself. You've got this, guys, okay? So these 4 words are Covid-19. So that was Covid-19. Coronavirus. Okay, so that's coronavirus. Just write down the first thing that comes to mind when you hear these words. Lockdown. So that 3rd word was lockdown. Quarantine. That last word was quarantine. And there is no need to censor yourself. If you want to swear, you swear. Okay? So just what you're feeling. Wow, I saw something there. Can't take my flight home. Oh, yeah. So once you've written them, just have a little look at the chat box, guys. We're all feeling the same. We're all in this together. We're all feeling these raw emotions. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay to be missing your family. It's okay to feel robbed. It's okay to feel a little angry. It's okay to feel trapped and lost, because this is how you're really feeling. And if we only felt good things all the time, we wouldn't be human. And for all of us, this is out of our control. We're just being told by the government, right, that's it, you guys need to stay home. And that in itself can cause a lot of anxiety and stress and worry. Okay. So I just want you to have a quick reflection and have a quick look at what you've written. Has this caused any new feelings? So between that first question and the second question, has this brought to mind any new feelings in the here and now? I just want to have a quick look and call out some of these comments. I totally agree, Kate. It's beautiful. It really is. The support that you're all giving each other is amazing. And I love how I'm seeing the odd bit of gratitude. And I think gratitude is strong. You know, it's a beautiful emotion. And, you know, we are taking the word should. If you don't feel gratitude, that's fine. But if you are feeling gratitude, then that's something that is very beautiful. But equally, you could flip. You could flip from feeling angry to grateful to sad. I mean, I had a moment last week and someone was like, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm actually really good. But should I be saying that? And I mean, I really struggled. When this first happened, I lost my job overnight. I was like, what am I going to do for money? Oh my gosh, what is happening? And I felt awful and I felt so lost. And what I did was I'd been working on this nutrition diploma. So I pulled it to the front and I got my housemates buy-in and I got them to make sure I was getting out of bed every day. And then all of a sudden things got a bit better. And I actually felt that little bit guilty last week for telling my client that I felt good. And that's the thing, everyone is in the same boat. And whatever you're feeling is what you're feeling. It's your emotion to own. So don't worry about what it is you're feeling in the here and now, because with mindfulness, feelings come and go. Okay, guys, so I'm going to try and share my screen with you. And what I want to do is I want us to move on to the emotion wheel. So the feelings wheel, sorry. I was originally going to use the emotion wheel, but I found one that was even better. Can you all see this? Yes, fantastic. So this is the feelings wheel, which was sourced by Dr. Gloria Wilcox in 1982. Okay, and it's a really useful tool for managing your emotions. I agree, Robin. Yeah, I totally agree. It's beautiful, everything that's coming out of this. So what I want you to do is take one of the emotions that you've written down. Just take one of those emotions and just pick one of those middle emotions. Mad, sad, peaceful, powerful, joyful, or scared. Just pick one of those. And then look to the side of it. So what you'll see is if you picked mad, for instance, and you said you were mad or you were angry, have a look at then the kind of pinky colors, and then have a look at even the peachy colors. I really hope you can see this and this is big enough for you. And see if now you can see all these different emotions. Would you change the emotion you're feeling? So say you said, actually, I'm feeling quite sad right now. But then when you look at what is on that list for sad in that quadrant, that little piece of pie, is it that you're feeling sad because you're lonely and isolated? So what this exercise is doing is this exercise is really helping you to accept your emotions, because emotions can actually be very mysterious and misunderstood. And if left unchecked, your emotions can escalate and it can take control a little bit. And so what we're doing here is we're actually owning it. We're taking back the power in our lives and saying, oh, it's definitely not stupid to be ashamed, guys. It's really, really not. No, I totally get that, Dora. I mean, it's quite hard with these emotion wheels. I was going to use another one, and there's actually quite a lot of contradicting things on the other emotion wheel. But I mean, you guys could be feeling joyful right now. You could be feeling joyful and excited. So just pull out the emotion that you can really feel, okay? So just pull those emotions out and now write it down on your notepad. And then just while you're doing that, I just want to kind of talk you through that your emotions is your inbuilt survival mechanism. So if you're faced with a bear, your emotions are going to kick in and you're going to feel fear. And then your fight or flight system is going to kick in and hopefully you will hightail it out of there, okay? That is what your emotions are for. We're human beings. Did you know there are 34,000 different types of emotions that you could feel? So just maybe ponder on that for a moment, that these are all fine to feel. Whatever you're feeling is okay. All right, gang. So once you've written down what you relate to, I'm just going to come back to have a quick look at the chat. I just love to see how you guys are feeling. The number, Bethany, it's 34,000 emotions that you feel. And Therese, that's beautiful. So how do you assure that people don't resent you if you worked to be in the space of joy? And I think it's a point of owning it. I think there's two things to this. There's the emotional intelligence and there's having the empathy for others. But then there's also the fact that you have every right to own your joy. And if you're finding joy throughout this situation, that's okay. If you're actually enjoying it, I mean, one of my housemates, he's actually sat in this room with me because he's got a desk set up here. He's kind of loving it a little bit. There's elements he really doesn't like, and he's high risk. So, you know, we have to be super, super careful about germs and contamination, and he's staying in. But actually, his lifestyle, he likes staying in and he likes watching TV, and he's loving the fact that he's got us as more company, because normally I'm out of the house all the time. So he's really enjoying that. So let's have another quick look because I'm worried that I'm going to overrun. That's really interesting, Karen. Yeah, so interesting that you didn't make that connection. All right, gang. So I just need to move us on a little bit quicker, otherwise we will massively overrun here. What I'm going to ask you now is, what can you do to manage these emotions? So I'm going to give you an example. If you're sad, you can cry. Okay, I've just got someone asking about depression. If you're feeling depressed, there are people you can reach out to. You could reach out to your GP, your general practitioner. You could start doing mindfulness. You could have a buddy. What can you do to help? That's beautiful. Talk. These comments are amazing, guys. Please keep them coming. They're incredible. I wish I could read them all out. Friends on Zoom. Matt has said, don't be afraid to show your emotions. Hiker, planting things, gardening. What can you guys do to manage how you're feeling? Jacqueline, exercise, 100%. Bike riding. I love this. I absolutely love this. And yes, Nick's calling the Samaritan's line. There's always one, excuse me, who can help. And also, I just want to tell you, it is okay to not be okay. And that is something that I sometimes see on social media as being hidden. It is okay to not be okay. Debbie, that's beautiful. Singing. Sing at the top of your voice. Do it. Okay, so just take another moment just to get that written down. And I love how I can see some people smiling. Way, makes my day. So gang, I'm going to introduce something to you, which I'm pretty sure you were expecting, is mindfulness. So in this journaling section that we've just done, that is a form of mindfulness, and that is one of my favorite forms. And I could sit and I could journal for like 2 hours at night. Sometimes I'm on the roll and I'm like, I actually type, and I know you're not supposed to, because there's studies that say pen to paper is far better. But for me, I have a private document and I'm like typing away, and it's so cathartic. Okay. So mindfulness is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present, while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and sensations. Okay. So what comes to mind here as well is that word non-judgmental. You're just acknowledging how you're feeling, and you're not judging it, because it's okay. It's okay to be mad, and it's okay to be sad. Okay. Guys, these comments are absolutely beautiful. I wish that we could copy and paste them, because this is insane. This is amazing. Honestly, I was worried that some of you really would not want to talk, but this is beautiful. So what we're going to do, look at your notepad. Look down at that notepad. Is there anything that you can't deal with right now? So an example that I made earlier was, sometimes I do have financial worries. Okay, so sometimes you're like, oh, what am I going to do about money? Well, I can't deal with that right now. Okay, so all I can do is, my plan is to do my budgeting and to be careful with the money. But I can't do anything with it. So what I want you to do is, I want you to imagine a box with a lid. It could be any color, it could be any shape, it could be any size. But I'm going to have a Blue Peter moment. For those who are UK, you'll probably know what Blue Peter is. I don't know what the equivalent is in America. I've brought you a box. Hope you can all see me. Let me stop sharing screen so you can definitely see me now. Okay, here's my box, guys. So take those thoughts that you cannot do anything about right now and put it in the box and put your lid on. And you're going to mentally shelf that away. And that's part of what mindfulness is, where we're really just mentally. Yeah, Debbie, I love it too. This is my dad's idea, by the way. I don't take credit. Wrong box. I have this for my kids. So yeah, so just pop it in the box and just put it on a shelf. And just that mental thought of doing it can really lift and just help release a little bit. Oh, that's brilliant, Ken, that you do that for your kids. That's ace. Okay, gang. So what we're now going to do with our last few minutes is I just want you guys to take a moment. So if you can, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to sit comfortably. So think about your posture. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. Oh, I can see someone sat in an amazing chair right now. I'm jealous. Mary Beth, I'm jealous of your chair. Okay, shoulders away from the ears. Shake it off. I just want you to close your eyes and just start to think about your breathing. So get nice and comfy. Maybe put your feet flat on the floor. And just start to focus on your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And try and keep your eyes closed. And just while you're tuning into your breath, I'm just going to talk you through a little bit more about mindfulness. And this is an analogy that my dad created as well. So I can't take credit for some of this stuff. You can think of mindfulness as mindful of ness. And then you can think ness of as stuff. So it's a mind full of stuff. Okay? So nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. And while you're thinking about this, imagine a garage. The garage is full of a lot of stuff. Some of it you need often. Some of it you think you might need one day. It might even have the barbecue you use at summer. Okay, so think about that garage. That's your mindful of stuff. It's a garage, okay, and it's cluttered. So while we're breathing, I just want you to imagine that we're decluttering the garage that's in your mind. So really focus on that breath. Maybe count to 4 as you breathe in through the nose. And then really let it all out as you breathe out through the mouth. And if you do struggle to focus, if you count in your mind as you breathe in and as you breathe out, it will help to reduce the amount that your mind wanders. You could even maybe place your hand on your diaphragm. So you're really feeling your diaphragm expand as you breathe in and out. Now, what you will find is your thoughts will wander, especially if you're new to this, and that's okay. Imagine the thoughts that come into your mind are clouds on a windy day. And then just watch those thoughts float by on that cloud quite quickly and come back to your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Soften your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Imagine your face is perfectly soft. What can you hear? Can you hear your breath as you breathe in and out? What can you feel? Are your sit bones grounded into the chair? Are you well supported? Do you feel comfortable? What can you smell? Be aware of the senses around you while focusing on that breath in and out. And if you do find that your thoughts wandering, just imagine that you're leading yourself back as you would a child, with lovingness and non-judgment, and you would lead them back, nice and slowly, back to the breath. So if you haven't closed your eyes, please close your eyes now. We're just going to do 4 more deep breaths. If you want to sigh, just have a nice big sigh out. Last deep breath. And slowly blink open your eyes. And I want you to reach up and stretch. Nice big stretch. Maybe stretch out wide. And I want you to give yourself a little hug. Give yourself a nice little hug. And just rock up from side to side. Okay, how are you all feeling right now? While you're popping in, I'm so sorry, yeah, I've overrun a tiny bit, but I'm nearly done. So if anyone needs to run off, please do feel free to, but I'm just going to do a close, and I'm just going to give you a little way to use the pause button. Okay, so if you do want a way to use the pause button now, I just want you to write down the word bold, B-O-L-D. Oh, beautiful. I'm really glad you're more relaxed and calm. That's fantastic, gang. I'm going to come back to the comments at the very end. So write down the word bold. And if you need a coping mechanism, okay, the B stands for breathe deep, slow, okay? So this is breathing deep and slow and going into your parasympathetic nervous system. O is observe the here and now. So you're just observing what is going on. L is to listen internally to your values with no judgment. And I also find that L can be love. So it can be that self-love, because we're quite harsh on ourselves internally. Sometimes we say things to ourselves we would never say to anyone else. So O is observe here and now, Kerry. And L is to listen to your values and non-judgmentally, but it can also stand for love. And finally, D is decide on your actions. So those actions that you're going to take. And B was breathe deep and slow. So I'm just answering the comments here. So gang, for those who are still here, I want to give you a little task to do today. I challenge you to a happiness hour today. It can be anything. So you think back to all those comments about the actions that you could take. I'll write it in the comments in a sec, guys, for you. So a little happiness hour. You could do some gardening. You could go for a walk. You could do some mindfulness coloring. You could go for a run. You could have a hot bath. So I just challenge you all just to take that happiness hour for yourself and just relax for that 1 hour, just to help yourself feel better. So guys, while you're popping in your comments here, I'm just going to quickly type up what BOLD stands for, just so you've got it. And I think there is a PDF that I can send you, so please do contact me at Hobbs Holistic Health on Instagram. Also, my email address is jules@hobbshealth.com. I'll write those down right now too. I'm here for questions and answers and to answer anything in the comments. I just want to say a huge thank you for coming today, and just to remind you that it's okay not to be okay, and just to give yourself a little bit of love. So I'm going to write these up now and try and reply to your comments as I'm writing.